Hey, 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 we are live on YouTube, and I'm trying to get all this set up so everybody can see what we're doing. Got to come up just a little more. Let me just tilt it up just a hair. Oh, Lord, I don't want to mess up my cords. If I mess up my cords, I'll let you know. Just give me 2 seconds. I'm going to set up this just a hair. Might scoot you back a little bit. Now you can see all my lovely counter over here. Now I get my pantry. Let's shut my pantry door and get my stuff and get my intro started. Of course, if you don't know who I am Cassie. I am Milk Soap Lady. I make live soap making videos here on YouTube to make soap making look and actually be as simple as possible. Most soap makers, I love them. I watch them. I watch a lot of them. They're super complicated. For one, it's becoming a super popular, and this is kind of our niche. And we want to be the ones making the soap and making the money and doing the stuff. I get you. But also, in the same breath, dealing with lye is super dangerous. But if you do your research, you get your books from the library, get your stuff, you too can make soap. And so I just want to do what every soap maker that I watch on YouTube has done for me and break it down for you a little more. I super love watching those gorgeous videos that are highly edited. Love it to death. But I don't have time to edit, just to be completely transparent with you. So I have been making soap for 3 years. I don't think I'm an expert. I am not wearing the long sleeves and the protective gear as most soapers. So please don't copy me if you definitely have never made soap before. If you've never made soap before, please go and watch and read and do a ton of research on handling lye, okay? Because it can be dangerous. It literally breaks fat down, and it sponifies it in this magical just thing and makes soap. And so if you get it on your skin, you can eat your skin while the lye is active. And a lot of people had, even my uncle was like, well, then how is soap safe? All soap is made with lye, but once the sponification process has happened, there's no more lye in your soap. And it's a crazy chemical process that I don't have time to break it down for you. So many soap people there's books on it. Please go read that stuff. But I'm here to tell you, soap making can be safe if you take all the precautions. Wear gloves, goggles, and I will be wearing, more protective gear here in just a minute. But I'm just going to start from the very, very beginning, because I usually have all this stuff weighed out, ready to go. And then everyone's like, well, what do you do here? What do you do here? I get all these questions. How do you weigh? How do you do this? And start from the beginning. And I'm going to show you how I weigh up and how I handle my lye and how I make goat's milk soap. So stay tuned. And I can't see anyone right now. I can't see the way the monitor. I have to try to. I don't want to mess this up. So I'm going to try to turn this without messing it up. Hello, Mother. Did it mess it up? I hope not. I just turned the camera. Hold on. I turned the camera. No, camera. Okay, give me 1 second. That's my hand. Sorry about that. Very unprofessional, but I don't care. I got to tighten up my thing here. Hold on 1 second. See, I told you, no editing. Everybody edits this stuff out. So I'm just going to do it live, uncut, and come on, you darn mount. Quit messing with my motions. Let me see if that worked. Okay, that's good. We're gonna keep it good like that because that's how it is. All right, and I hope you can see everything really well. I can kind of see everything. This is my recipe. Very number one thing, you need a recipe. You can't just watch people make soap, take down their recipe and make soap. I mean, it just doesn't work that way. You really have to learn how to use the soap calculator. And it's not nice to steal people's recipe either. So I always hang mine up here because I don't want to get oil on it and mess it up. Let me see if I can get it out of your... It's going to be hanging right up there. Well, that's my recipe hanging above. Okay, now we start weighing and measuring oils and whatnot. And I have, I got to get a spoon out real quick. I'm going to turn down my notifications. Can you see me over here? You can see me over here too. Okay. How on this side? Can you see me over here? Ooh, you can. All right. Well, good, because I have to weigh out coconut oil and it's under my cabinet. And then I also have to get my scale, which I am about to reorder a new scale because I'm getting so frustrated at this one. I poured oil on it. It was my fault. I'll show you. This is the scale I was using before. And then if you could see inside of it, the oil got inside and it's kind of messing up. So I bought another one and it's just not that big. So I have to purchase yet another one. And then also have your everything ready to go before you start your process, because once you start, you really can't stop. So this is what I'm doing. I'm going through my checklist. I need my scale. I need my bowls, my gloves. I need to go through. I have a checklist of everything. And then I also have all my oils out on the counter ready to go. So it is definitely a process. And then I have my molds. You see my molds? So I just gonna set them over here. We're doing a 12-pound batch today. And then I bought some new essential oils, and I asked the essential oil company. I've used them in the past, and I became a wholesale buyer, and now I get their essential oils. If you're a business, check out other essential oil companies and see if they have a place to buy oils at wholesale. And so now I buy my oils in wholesale, and this is from Plant Therapy. Plant Therapy, Essential Depot, Bulk Apothecary. Those are the three top. There's another essential oil company, and I'm going to forget. Do I have one sitting up here? No, I do not. I don't. I can't remember the name of the company, or I would tell you. So anyways, those are the three companies that I recommend right off the bat. This is the scale that I got from the grocery store. It's Taylor brand, still the same brand, but this one would still be working if I didn't pour oil and it got inside of it. But I'm going to order a different scale. I have it in my cart. I just haven't purchased it because I'm trying to look for other options. It's a packaging weighing scale that has this portion of the scale is off to the side, and it's got this large flat, and it goes up to like 400 pounds. So I could not only weigh my products, I could weigh packages as well. So that's a cool tip. Over here, I was going to show you I have my goat's milk. This is pretty important. So I had a mishap when someone, could have been me, I don't know, I think it was one of my kids, left the freezer door kind of ajar. And so it kind of melted. And then the goat's milk in the bag was stuck and in these crevices. So now I popped it in defrost for a minute, but I still want it. I don't. Oh, perfect. So all the bag was stuck in the crevices. Can you see that really well? So I had to pop it in the defrost, microwave defrost. And I don't recommend using a microwave for much, but if you have your oils, you can melt your oils in the microwave as long as you're not heating them up and zapping them to a crazy temperature. We're going to set this here. Everything that you're going to be using is going to get weighed out and measured before you start. So make that your process and your systems and stuff like that. Can you see okay? Let's see. Let me turn this a little bit. I feel like you just can't see the counter very well. So let's come back down just a hair. That seems a little better. Okay. I want you to be able to see this portion and what I'm doing. This is my goat's milk. I'm just going to set this aside and I'm going to pour the lye over this in just a few minutes. So let's set this aside. Now, the crazy thing about this scale is when I put this giant container on it, it wobbles, and I'm not getting such an accurate measurement. So I'll be using this dollar store bowl, and I have to zero it out, and I have to start weighing my hard oils first. And then that's what I'll put in the microwave, zap it for a minute, and then I'll put in this big container. So I'm making a goat's milk with lard. I purchased lard in these giant buckets. I used to purchase them only in these small, like 2 pound or whatever blocks. And now, to save a few bucks, I purchase it in bulk. And it comes in a giant bucket like this. You can even get it in a 5-gallon bucket. I just don't have a lot of room to store. I have a 5-gallon bucket of coconut oil, but I don't have a 5-gallon bucket of a place to put a 5-gallon bucket of lard. So this one will do. Can you see okay? And then I see, I'm going to pop this lid back on. I see like a couple of dust things. I don't want that in my soap. So I'm going to, everything gets wiped and cleaned before you even start. So that way nothing is getting in your oils. Everything is clean. I live in the country. There's dust. This is, even in a factory, we would have dust or whatever. So I'm just going to wipe, make sure any kind of dust, any kind of anything that's settled on it, and we're good to go. Okay, recipes up here. I am not giving you my exact recipe, but if you go to Soap Calc, you could type in, I'm using canola oil, coconut oil, castor oil, lard, and olive oil. So you can check out everything. I want to get this in ounces. So I'm going to click this just to ounces, not ounces and pounds. And then I'll also switch this over and check my grams. So that way you want an exact total. You are making soap just like making a cake. If you're off on your totals, it's not going to come out right, and it's not going to be good. So you have to make sure you're putting the exact amount of to the grams is just the best way to go. It's just the best way to explain it. Grams is so precise. So I go ounces right now, and then I switch it over to grams and make sure it matches grams. And I keep looking up because I'm talking and I just want to make sure I'm not going to mess up, because it is hard to talk with you and make sure I'm doing this correctly. See, good thing I'm up here. That would land it on the floor. Okay, I have just need a little less. Okay, now I'm going to switch over to grams. Okay, I literally need a gram. Perfect. I mean, that's literally what you have to do. You have to make sure every single thing is weighed out perfectly. This is not a guesstimation. It's not, oh, I can add a little bit more and it'll moisturize more. No, it's not how it works. Now I'm going to pop this in my microwave right here behind me for about 2 to 3 minutes. Enough. It's not on high. It's just enough to give it some melting. Just a little bit. The lye will help us melt some of it, but they call this lard. And this lard is something that you need to get some. It's a very high melting point, so you need to get it started. The very next thing that I'm going to measure is my coconut oil. Let me zero this back out. And I grab that. Can you see if I come over on the other side? I think you can. Okay, I'm going to move this stuff over so I don't have to pull my 5-gallon bucket out. I have a 5-gallon bucket under my cabinet on this side that I measure coconut oil. And I just pull it out here so it's easy. And then that way I'm not making sure I don't have anything in there. Come on, go. I got to make sure I put my puppy up because I don't want dog hair and anything. Go. Come on. And I don't want her getting hurt. Come on. Go lay down. Oops. There we go. Okay. I want to use the same bowl. Let's see if we've got a jump start on it. And we do. Look at that. Not even finished. 2 minutes. We got a jump start on the lard. And then I have me some spatulas. Do a little. Make sure I get all of this out. It really doesn't matter. Once I set my bowl down, I could zero it out. But I like to do that, and then I'll put that in there real quick. Okay, using the same bowl, zeroing it out. There, I gotta fix and adjust. Hope you can see me over here. And then I'm gonna double check my recipe. Coconut oil is next. And this recipe calls for the 92. I use the 92 degree melting. You could use the 72 melting point. This is the one that I like to use. This is preferably mine. Golden Barrel Coconut Oil on the web restaurant. .com is where I order all. It's a restaurant supply. It's where I order all of my coconut, canola, lard. I get all those type of oils from a restaurant supply. You could also order them. I don't know about the lard, but I know you can get most of the oils from wholesale suppliers. They have free shipping if you order a certain amount. So they have some good deals on there sometimes. You just got to really watch out. But this place here is actually located in Texas, so I can get my oils super fast. Let's see. I think I went over. Yep, and then I need to go to grams. So I need to take 2 ounces out. Just take it right off the top. Nothing was touching the sides. Now go to grams. Check out my grams. Oh, sorry, my bad. I was looking at the wrong one. See, talking with you, this is why you double check, because you can get distracted. And I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't look like a lot. That doesn't look like what I use. I was looking at the wrong oil, being distracted, trying to keep you guys informed and then all that. So it's a good thing we're double checking. Calls for a lot of coconut oil in this recipe. Coconut oil is what I use instead of palm oil. A lot of people use palm oil. If you do buy palm oil, make sure you're getting it from a company that gets it from a sustainable palm oil, which means that they're not chopping down orangutans' home. They're not killing any orangutans. Where they're getting it from is, like a farm, a place that they grow it and stuff like that. If you get palm oil, I recommend the Essential Depot. Okay, I'm coming back, looking at my grams. Wait a minute. I'm over. Perfect. Look at that. So I just needed to take a tiny bit out and then give it a second. There it goes. So I'm just making sure that it was going up and down for a second. Now we're going to pop this in, and then we're going to get to melting this. So to recap, if you're going to use palm oil, get it from, a place that advertises from a sustainable source. Essential Depot, I have on my website at 3hfarmstx.com. So if you are interested in that company, there's a whole link and everything to Essential Depot. I have their permission. I'm a Green Life member. I use their lye. I use most of their oils. This is castor oil. So I definitely use them in a lot of our soap making and our products. And palm oil is just, I'm coconut oil. Everything, I put coconut oil in my body butter. I put coconut oil in our soaps. I put coconut oil. I cook with it. I use it in so many things. I go through so much coconut oil. It's crazy. Essential Depot does have coconut oil as well, but I like, it's a little higher priced than the one I get from Webstront, and so that's why I get it. Let me grab a paper towel, wipe off my gloves a second. Okay, so now I've got my lard and I've got my coconut oil. Getting those prepared. Now, once that's melted, I will start measuring my other oils. Just drying off my gloves or wiping off my gloves, the oil on them. Any questions, please feel free to, if you're not watching this live, please feel free to send us a message, comment. We have an email address on here, 3hfarmstx@gmail.com. If I have, I try to get back to everyone quickly, but sometimes it takes me a minute. Okay, so I'm just waiting on this coconut oil. I don't want to go too over, and I don't want to get it hot. This is perfect. Still has a few little chunks in it, but the lye will help melt the rest. I just want it pourable, and I don't want it hot. That's something you also need is an infrared thermometer. One of those thermometers that you're dipping in the oils, that could work too, but the infrared thermometer I just find gets a better reading, and you're not dipping it in and out, which you can cause, like contamination or whatever, depending on, what you're doing, and you're making a mess. So boom, boom. We don't need the microwave anymore. That was just to melt those oils. I'll come back on this side so you can see me better. Next, we're going to measure out my castor oil. I like to get all the oils measured and done before I go to doing the goat's milk portion. Okay, so we're zeroing it out. We're going to go to ounces, back to ounces, and then grams. Now we're going to do the castor oil. The castor oil is added for moisturizing. It's a humectant, and it helps increase the lather, which most people want in a soap. So if you don't like castor oil, you don't want to use it, you don't have to. But if you want to have a nice lathering, bubbly soap, you have to put castor oil in. And if you use too much castor oil thinking, oh, I want the super bubbly soap, you're going to end up with a really weird filling soap. So you have to check it out and make sure you're not adding too much. Perfect. So I go back to ounces. Perfect. Love it. Okay, now, if you've noticed, when I'm done with measuring something out so I don't get lost, phone calls, kids, life happens, I move it and get it out of my way. I'll put it up later. I'm not worried about where I want to put it, but I want to move it and get it out of my way. This is my process. I have never been diagnosed with ADHD, but I check all the boxes is what I like to say. So I could get distracted and then completely forget what I was in the middle of doing. It happens. So I give myself little goals and little things to stay on track and not get distracted. Okay, we're going to use canola oil. Canola oil is also great for moisturizing. And I just got this from the local box store. I do order it from Webstront, but sometimes the shipping versus the sale at the box store, it was actually better to get it at the box store this time. So they have big bulk oils there and stuff. This is all they had. We've had a little bit of a supply issue. And so I just grabbed up what I could get. And usually I'll just set this on the side and then it'll like all this oil will pool up, and then I have like another ounce of oil. So tip, don't just throw that out. There's some more oil coming out of that. Just be patient. And once you get close to your total, slow down because it's easier to add than take away. Just another idea. Okay, I'm going to go back to grams. That's milliliter. Where's grams? Grams. So close. Whoa, we went over just a tad bit on grams. So go back to ounces. Let's see. We didn't even go over an ounce. So we're okay with that. It's supposed to be like 0.6, there's 0.60. This was 0.80. So we're over just a tiny, which is okay. That is, it's not a whole ounce. Now, if it was an ounce, it would have to be, you'd have to either take it out or do an ounce less of your olive oil. Okay, now we're done with the zero. Let it back out. Canola oil, move it, get it out of the way. Last oil is our olive oil. Olive oil soap is one of my favorites. Our recipe that doesn't have lard in it has a ton of olive oil in it as a moisturizer. But since this recipe has lard in it, it makes it, helps with the moisturizing. But the lard and the coconut oil create a harder bar of soap, which lasts longer. So that's a good information for those wanting to make soap. Olive oil is going to make any of your liquid oils. If you don't have any hard butters, coconut oil, lard, or something like that, your soap's going to be really, really soft. Nothing wrong with that, but it's not going to last very long. And I'm just meaning like literally the hardness of the bar, not hard on your skin. How hard the bar is depends on how long your soap bar in the shower is going to last. And customers, they're not going to want to spend, I sell our soaps for $9. They're not going to want to spend $9 every week on a bar of soap. I mean, it literally will wash down your drain super fast. Okay, let me go to grams. Oh, we are good. That's perfect. I am a gram off, but a gram is a tiny amount, so we're good. Okay, all of our oils are now complete. Okay, oils done. I'm going to leave a tiny bit of oil, maybe an ounce, a tablespoon-ish, to mix the one colorant I put in the oils. And that is this mica powder that I get from Nurture. It's safe for lips, eyes, bath bombs. It's definitely, a really nice mica powder. You can make makeup out of this mica powder. It's going to be very gentle. Make sure when you're making soaps, you're not using mica powders that are designed for, oh my gosh, I can't even think, epoxy and resin art and stuff like that. You are going to harm someone with stuff like that. Okay. I don't have my my lye out as I thought I did. This is where you're going to want to mask up. You're just going to want to wear a mask. Have a well-ventilated area. This is the, wait a minute. This is not the right lye. You can tell. I want to use the NaOH. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. I don't know how you can see that. No, okay. This is sodium hydroxide. This one is potassium hydroxide. This is for liquid soaps. Sounds like my husband's home and my son. I hope I have enough lye to make this batch. If not, I'm going to have to run out and grab a jar of it.
You always lie enough.
I lie enough, huh? Hey, you want to run out and get me a bottle of the sodium hydroxide?
In the soap studio?
Please, sir. Okay, I'm going to hurry, too. I'm almost done. I'm almost done weighing everything up. Okay, I just want to show you. I have my mask on. I have everything zeroed out, ready to go. Now my glasses are going to fog up, so I got to look up, double check. I hope I have enough in this. If not, my husband's going to bring me some more. But I never want to measure this and then leave it on the counter because it could get spilled. Anything can happen. Plus, it draws moisture from the air. Ooh, getting close. I'm going to switch to grams. So we got okay, I went over a teeny tiny bit. So I'm going to show you what I have to do. Do not ever use aluminum with lye. Stainless steel. So I'm going to just double check. That was a teaspoon. It was roughly a teaspoon over. That sounds like, oh, that's not a lot, but it will change your soaps. Oh, okay, Mom. Thanks. I love you. Bye. Okay, now I have to measure and make sure I have enough. So I got this lye, done with it. Now I have to zero this out. I got to grab another container because I have to put the, once I get, I got to measure my goat's milk real quick. Make sure I have enough. So my goat's milk is what I use in water. The same amount of water is in my recipe. I use goat's milk. We're almost there. If you wanted to, you could use some distilled water to kind of make up for that. I have a few, I have more goat milk in my freezer. And I come over here and pop it on the teaspoon. Ah, it's so frozen solid. Sorry about that.
Everything's been moved. I don't know where it's at.
Okay, I actually had just enough. Can you do me a favor?
Okay, good.
With these gloves? Oh, I got it. gonna say with the gloves, I couldn't open this up. I got it.
Okay.
Thank you. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Just everything in the different spot.
I did some rearranging. I'm getting close, so I'm going to switch it to grams. Double check my grams. Nope, that's too much. So close. Maybe one more cube. You can just get. Now that's over. There. Okay. Perfect. 2 cubes over. Oh, honey. Okay, now I don't use the bowl like this because it's going to splash out, cause burning. So we're going to put it back in this giant container, and then I'm going to pour my lye over the top of this. Still having my mask on. You're going to have way less fumes than if you were having this just like water. So if you're doing anything with water and making soap, it's going to cause it to get super hot, and then you're going to have lots of fumes. So I would never recommend doing that in your home. It'd be better to do it in like a super well ventilated area. And then that way, you're okay. And the house is ventilated, but this is going to keep it from fuming. Just the best way I can describe to you. And then you want to, get to working because you want to be careful not to splash anything, but your goat's milk can scorch. Now, some people use water. They pour the lye into water. Always pour lye into water. Never the other way around. You'll cause a volcano effect, and it could be really dangerous. A lot of people do the water and then put the milk in. I use nothing but milk in the recipe, so that doesn't work out. I'm trying to do this quickly, but not where I'm going to splash myself. I usually go over to my sink and do it, but if you do it over here on this counter, just be careful and wipe up any splatters. If your counter is porous, cover your counter. It's really the best thing. And this is why they tell you to wear long sleeves, is I feel like I have some on me right there. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to wash it off because you want that off of your skin immediately. Brought me over paper towel, just in case. This solution is getting really warm. It's already starting. I can see the goat's milk has a little yellow tone to it. I don't know if you can see any of that, how well you can see. Now you're wanting to get this cooled down so you're not scorching that milk. see how fast this is melting? And it's literally using this giant block of ice to keep it from scorching the milk. I usually have the milk in better ice cube form, but like I said, this had melted and then refroze into like a solid block. And I'd rather use it in ice cube form because then it's easier to maneuver. This has kind of been a little splashy. I haven't seen any splash out the container, but we'll keep an eye on it, keep watching. This is why you want a tall container to do this. So what are we on? 46 minutes. So this is what I do before my live when I usually have everything weighed up, ready to go to blend and make everything. So I just wanted to show you guys. I had lots of requests. How do you do this? How do you weigh them? You know, what scales do you use and all this stuff. And so I just thought I would show you and show everyone. This is my, very, very beginning process of getting everything out and getting everything and measured. Now, if you look, the milk is getting hot, but it isn't turning orange and it's not has a scorched smell. And so I use kale and clay in our soaps. That'll help turn this, the milk back a little more milky color. But in the ice cube form, I usually can keep the temperature down. I got to grab my thermometer real quick and I'll show you the temperature of that milk. I should have already had my thermometer out. That was one of the things on my list, but I got distracted. 95. So we're okay. We're not getting over 120. This is ideal temperature for soap making when you're doing cold process. I've never made hot process goat's milk soap. I'm sure that you can, but I have never, because I try to keep my temperatures down so I don't lose all those wonderful vitamins, minerals, selenium, all the great stuff and benefits of goat's milk. So we're almost all the way melted. Can you see that? So that big block of frozen goat's milk is almost completely melted, and I have to keep stirring it or the lye will gather at the bottom and it'll just stick to the bottom of my container, and then it'll also just burn the crap out of the milk that is in that location where most of the lye settles down. You want to keep it moving and keep it going. And as you're stirring and going, the fats in the milk, it already starts to break down and thicken your milk. So this is why I'm doing this. This is my last step. I actually have one more step, by the way. I didn't measure my essential oil out. So I will be measuring my essential oil out and getting my colorant. But this is pretty much the last step in the goat's milk and oils. So before I can get started with blending. So I'm almost done getting this melted. And if you're curious, the amount of oils right here, this is 12 pounds of oil. Just this right here. Almost done. Thank you for watching, whoever is here. Thank you for the thumbs up. If you like our videos, if I've helped you in any way, thumbs up, subscribe, all that great stuff. I really appreciate it. You guys have been amazing. If you're new here and you're a new subscriber, thank you so much for helping us get to 1,000. Now I think we're at 1,002, something like that. So I need to do more goat videos. I've been a lot of requests for goat videos. Because if you don't know, we hand milk our goats, and that's the soap. The goat's milk we're using in our soaps is straight from our farm. So pretty cool. All right, now that's all done. I'm going to weigh out my essential oil, and I'm going to put a little bit of purple in my oil here so we can have a little hint of purple in the lavender soap. So not only is it easy for me to identify and separate, it's easy for customers to say, you know, purple is lavender. They know that's the lavender soap anytime they go and they look. So make sure when you're using... Oh, Vicki, I'm so happy I helped you. Thanks for stopping by, too. So make sure when you are using pure essential oils, you are doing the recommended amount, because even though essential oils is from a plant, it has to be diluted. You will not have a good batch of soap if you do not properly dilute. If I just pour this giant thing in there, I'm going to ruin my batch of soaps. It will not set up. When you type in at soapcalc.net, I think I take my mask off now. We're pretty good. When you type in, oh, that lavender oil smells so good. Oh, I love the smell of lavender, especially Bulgarian lavender. I don't like all lavender. Bulgarian lavender. That's what I use. But anyways, when you are typing in your recipe, it'll tell you how much fragrance or essential oil that you can put in your recipe. So please do not, I went over a little bit just talking there. See, clean container. I can pour that back in just a tiny bit. Yep, that's good. I had just went over a tiny bit. Did you see that? It was not very much at all. And so I put that back using a clean container. I put it back in here. But anyways, make sure you are diluting this properly, not only for safety for skin, but for your batch of soap to come out properly. What brand essential oil do you use for your goat's milk soap? I explained this in the beginning. This is Plant Therapy brand. I'm a company, so I can buy wholesale, but Bulk Apothecary or Essential Depot are also amazing. You don't have to be a company to buy the essential oils. And those essential oils, you can buy organic. You can buy them, and they're a quality company. I actually had a little story to tell you. I had bought some essential oils. I'm done weighing this out for right now. I bought some essential oils from a company that reached out to me I'd never heard of. They were a new essential oil company. They told me they would give me the certificates and everything for the essential oils, that they had them tested and everything was good. So I tried them, and they sent me some samples and stuff like that. Well, when I used their essential oil in my soap, I type all essential oils in to the soap calculator and to the essential oil calculator. So I did that. My first batch, the essential oils had pooled at the bottom. My second batch, same thing. It was a nightmare. And 3 batches later, ruined my soap. I decided it wasn't my recipe, because I've made, these soaps for so long, and it was their essential oil. They refunded my money, but I have 36 pounds of soap that I don't know what to do with. I can't sell them. they're not the quality of soaps that I like. The essential oil literally made holes in the soap. So I'm almost going to think maybe I could grind them up and make a soap powder, but I don't even know if I want to do that. So just FYI, I did the little test on a sheet of paper. They were also cut with something. So I don't know if they were extracted maybe with alcohol, but they said they were steam distilled, and I don't know. I'm not for sure, but they told me that their essential oils are stronger than most people, and I don't think that was the case because I've never heard of that ever. I'm on YouTube Live. So getting ready to blend, getting all my stuff. I'm going to put in a little, what do we got? We got some questions. Essential Depot is awesome. Plus it's good for me because they are in Florida. Oh, Vicky, you're so lucky. That's right. You do live in Florida. I forgot about that. I love Florida. We've been there a few times. I want to go back. Would doTERRA oils work? I believe they would. I am not a doTERRA user. I do know some people that have used doTERRA. I'm saying it wrong. I'm sorry. But I'm not saying anything against MLM. I know a lot of people that do the different MLM companies. And I'm just saying they're buying their essential oils from a company and putting them in the bottle. Now, some of them, yes, they do have their own steam distillation and all this stuff, but they're charging buku's amount of money and make it a giant profit. And some of them doTERRA, and some of them, yes, they give back, and that's amazing. But most companies do give back. That's the one thing that I have found. So doTERRA will work, but you're gonna spend a lot of money making soap with those essential oils, because I just use 6 ounces. And so if you look at doTERRA, I'm sure they have wholesale pricing. See how much 6 ounces cost versus 6 ounces, or which this is 2.2 pounds on Plant Therapy. And Plant Therapy is an amazing company. Essential Depot has the same size. They're an amazing company, and they're ethically sourced and all that good stuff. So I went over that earlier. If you'd like to rewatch the video about all their amazing products, Essential Depot is my go-to for pretty much every soap making supply. I just found Plant Therapy a little while ago, and I can't pass up their wholesale program on some of theirs. So I just shop around and see what is cost effective for us. I'm about to get to blending. Yes, Vicky, agree. Yes, also listen to Vicky. Nurture soap if you're looking into fragrance oils. A lot of people are scared to use fragrance oils. You dilute them just as you dilute essential oils, and they are safe. They're a premium fragrance oil company. Not all fragrance oil companies are for soap making. Oh, you can, sweetheart, I don't have the able to put the links. I think on a few of my videos, I have links of where we buy our oils. Just like I said, Essential Depot, amazing company. You can get all your soap making supplies there. Here in Texas, we have a wholesale supply, like a restaurant supply, and I use that to buy some of my lard and stuff like that. So I would just look up a restaurant supply place in your area, because if you're going to be shipping out of state, you're going to be paying some crazy amount of shipping in that. So hold on, I got to get this poured into here. This is my lye and goat's milk. I'm going to pour it and blend it real quick. So hold on, give me 2 seconds. I have this spoon in here to keep it from hopefully splashing too much. I'm trying not to splash, make a mess, and get any on me. So don't pour this mixture in super fast. And it's already made the goat's milk, it's already super thick if you can't see. Oh, there's some flashing. Sorry. But if you can see the fats, the lye is already working with the fats in the milk, and it's caused it to thicken up just in this small amount of time I was chatting with you and getting those done. So I usually don't stop stirring my milk for that long. That's usually my very, very last step. And you can use water. You don't have to use goat's milk, but we use goat's milk because I explained at the beginning, we have eczema, psoriasis, and super sensitive skin, and goat's milk is the only soap that helps our family have any kind of relief. It doesn't cure it. I can't say it cures it, but I go long periods without having a flare-up. Unless I get, like, stress. Stress can induce it. All kinds of stuff like that. Oh, I should have brought that. Hold on. I don't want to put this spoon on the counter. And it's very, the kids, they know to stay out of here. So if you are making soap inside your home, make sure your kids and your animals and stuff, no one's around, because once I'm done, if anything has spilled anywhere on the floor, anywhere, I wipe up and clean up and mop and everything like that. And I just want to make sure everything's okay, because the lye is still active for about 24 hours. Okay, here we go. Oh, almost forgot. I use kale and clay in our soaps. One, it makes the bar, to me, feel amazing. So I'm giving you a little secret. If you want to make any of your bars of soap a little more silky, smooth feeling, and give them that wonderful spa quality, they have these things called spa bars, and they have sea salts and clays. Clay helps detoxify your skin, pulls out any of your, oils that you need to pull out, but not too much. It's just amazing. That's why people use them in masks. Activated charcoal is also amazing. We have several activated charcoal bars. And you can also use bentonite clay, but I use kaolin clay in most of my bars because it doesn't darken the bar.
You got a piece on the freezer handle.
Look at you. Thank you, Mamie. So a little piece of goat's milk and lye splash behind me on my freezer is what he was saying. I mean, it's literally, you need a very safe and clean working environment. One thing about soap baking, a lot of cleanup. I'm going to have a lot of dishes. So what have we been doing here? We're at 1 hour and 3. We've got about 20 to 30 more minutes maybe to go until we're done. And then about 1 hour cleanup. Just FYI. Now we're blending. Thank you, Vicki. I've been making soap for just a little while. It took a long time for me to jump up to this amount, but I had to. Supply and demand. And if you're wondering if you haven't made soap, I have to blend the oils and the lye mixture until it reaches a trace period. And trace is meaning when I pull this beauty out, my blender, you're going to see a little trace of my blender coming out. It's going to be thick like a turkey gravy. I just like to say, or like a batter, like a cake batter. Thick like a cake batter, but not too thick. You don't want to blend too long because then you're going to have trouble putting this in a mold. Also, now lift up your blender out of the top because it's going to go everywhere. So if you know that during cake making, same thing with soap making, you do not want to splash your batter. I was like blocking. I don't know why I was doing that. I'm wondering if you guys like the camera set up over there. I usually have it set up on the side. I was hoping that maybe you guys could see me and see everything better this way. So if you like my setup on this video better, let me know. I'm still perfecting the process. Still trying to get it down to a science, I guess, of making our videos enjoyable and able for you to see everything. Okay, so we're getting close. It is getting a little thicker. All right, we've got probably a minute or two left blending, and then we're going to put the essential oil, and then we're going to blend a little longer. Sometimes essential oils will slow down your process of the of your soap batter coming together. So watch for that. Anything citrus slows it way down. It'll turn it almost back into a full liquid. It's a little longer when I do the lemon essential oils or something like that. I love how pretty and milky now it looks. I'm gonna check my temperature so I can tell you. 88 degrees. It's also another tip I didn't mention. You want your oils and your goat's milk mixture to be around the same temperature. I didn't show you that before I blended the two. My apologies. But you do not want your oils at a high temperature and then mix it because it's going to mess up your batter. So it's really scientific process. You would cause, if you pour it too hot into the mold, it's going to crack. It's going to cause this big giant crack in your soaps. It's not going to look good. Okay, we're still 87. We're a little thicker. We're almost to that trace period, and I'm going to go ahead and put my essential oils in now and get them well blended in. And then I'll separate this into some purple so you can see what I do with the colorant. I'm going to scrape every drop of that essential oil. And if you've noticed during this whole time, it's been stainless steel or plastic. You never want to use aluminum. So if you've never made soap before, you really do have to go to your local library, buy some books on Amazon, whatever it takes, and read all of your safety precautions and stuff like that when handling your lye. It'll have a chemical reaction with aluminum. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that. We've been selling our soaps for 3 years now, and it just started as a need, and then found so many people in our same position with sensitive skin, and goat's milk wasn't really available. Goat milk soap wasn't really available. And now I see it more and more. But when we very first started, it was really hard to find unless you went to like a farmer's market or something. And so our soaps got super popular, and now we're in 5 locations and sell online. So if anyone has ever bought any of our soaps, I always ask them to leave an honest review. I don't pay people for the reviews. I want an honest review. I want to know if our soaps are helping you. It's like the biggest compliment ever. Okay, you just dip the tip of your blender. My husband can make jokes.
My favorite game.
Oh my goodness. And then once you see like it leaves a little circle of your blender in there, that's the first stage of trace. And I'm going to separate it now and over here because it's just going to get thicker as we go. So let's put this over here because I also have to blend the color and stuff. And I've had some questions. Do you make any batches bigger than this? No, because I don't think I could pick up and pour without making a giant mess. Like I just make a little mess there. But 12 pounds is heavy enough to try to pour, try to create. And 12 pounds of soap make roughly 60 bars. And 60 bars at a time is pretty good. Now I could make it in a bigger batch, but then I would be having to get my help pouring it for my husband because I'm not strong enough. Okay, and you want to make sure bowls like this you don't go over because it'll just spill. You see me blend in the colors. Okay. And see, I didn't put a ton of the mica powder in there. And I bought the mica powder from Nurture. It is a cosmetic safe, body safe mica powder. So you could make eyeshadows with this stuff. It is super safe. And you use about a teaspoon per pound. It even has a dilution. You cannot overuse mica powders either. So you have to dilute them properly for soap. And Nurture Soap gives you all the information on their website on how to do that. So let me check how thick this is. Sometimes it'll thicken. Yes, it is so perfect. It's still a little thin. We could go a little thicker, or as it sets, it's also going to get thicker. So I'm going to stop right here, and I'm going to grab my mold. Did you see what I just did? I just flung some. So try not to make a mess. Trying my best. Here, I'm just going to throw that tissue down. I'm not going to touch the ground. I just want to grab that. Okay, here are my molds. Let's see the best place to stick these. I guess I'll do it on the end here. Nope, you get out of your doggy. Call Rufus, please.
Rufus.
The kids let him out of the room. Okay, I'm going to unplug my... Yeah.
Oh, that made a huge mess.
Get him out of here.
Rufus. Come here, buddy. Rufus.
I was trying to unplug it.
Come here, Rufus.
I'm just going to throw some paper towels down and then clean it up.
Have to have vinegar on that one.
Yep, I'll spray it with vinegar. I'll get my spray. So if you do what I just did, get you some vinegar and water, a little bit mixture and spray. You could also get, like your Lysol cleaning stuff or whatever, but I have a solution that I clean up myself stuff with.
That's why we can't have nice things.
Oh, ha ha ha! Very funny.
Always making a mess.
Do you add the mica powder in or just as a dry powder? It showed you earlier. I mixed it. I discounted some oil that was in the soap. Sorry, I'm using my foot and trying to clean that up. I discounted some oil that was in the soaps. I gotta get another paper towel. So you never want to add oil to your recipe. You want to use the same oil in your recipe. And I got about a tablespoon to mix that color in there. So and here I'm not trying to waste any. Look, my counter was clean. Just gonna pop it in there. See, if I was an editor, I would edit that out and you would never know that happened. But I'm not doing it. I did edit videos. It just takes a lot of time. And I explained that in the beginning. I don't have the time like that. Running a farm, family, I don't have the time to edit videos. But one day I'll go back and I'll edit my videos and they'll look all professional and I'll make better videos for you guys. But it's real life right now. Absolutely real life. So, okay. This is how I make my lavender and oat soap. Talking and all that mess, I almost forgot the major ingredient. I grind up my own oatmeal. So, you can buy your own ground up oatmeal. You can do whatever you want, but we have some amazing ground oatmeal here. I just put it in a coffee grinder and I grind it up. This I do add dry. I don't add oils in it because I want to just blend it in the soap and I have it already kind of pre-measured out. So I'm going to put a little in this one. And this will give that nice oatmeal feel. Try to split it up the best I can. And then set off. Thank you. I'll just touch the side of that with my arm. So if you haven't watched the beginning of the video, I said, don't do what I do. Wear sleeves. Because you can easily get it on your skin. And before you know it, it's, irritating your skin and causing a burn or a reaction. Can you see how this is thickened up already? It's thickened up really nice. I want to get my little, I have a whisk that I whisk that in with. I usually have it out, but I did not want just right underneath there. Lavender and oat is probably one of our, I would say it's our top selling soap. So I make this batch, golly, I don't know how many lavender and oat batches I've made. I make this at least once a month to twice a month, maybe more during the holiday season. It is literally everybody's favorite soaps. Okay, see how nice and thick that is now? It's like a pudding texture. So now we're going to get to pouring. And I want to leave a little bit of room for that purple. And I'll show you what I do with the purple in just a second. And if you wanted to be a little more precise, you could weigh your molds and get the exact amount of creamy white color to purple color. But I've done this so long, I can literally just eyeball what I need. Saves me a lot of time. And you don't have a lot of time when you're working with soaps. I seen a little chunk. So I'm going to get my whisk. A little bit gathered there at the corner. And then I poured that one and I saw it chunk out. There we go. Oh, it smells so good. That's another great thing about making your own soaps. Your house will smell amazing. Wherever you're making them will smell amazing. See how that batter is thick? Getting thicker as it goes too. So you got to work fast. And then make sure you're scraping out and not leaving any batter. Now, I know that essential oil company that I made this exact recipe 3 times. And each time that essential oil behaved really badly. This essential oil is behaving perfectly. It's not looking weird. It's not doing anything out of the ordinary. It gets slippery. So it is behaving and looking absolutely beautiful. Oh, and my arm is getting super tired. And you really don't want to leave a whole bunch in your container, because not only that you're wasting your batter, but it makes it difficult for cleanup time. So take your time if you can, as long as you haven't overmixed your soaps, and really scrape your container super, super well. I want to recommend a few people, by the way. I love, her name's Katie from Royalty Soaps. If you've never made a batch of soaps, she has a whole series, which she has an editor or she has family that helps her out and stuff like that. And she's got amazing videos with recipes. I have a base recipe that I share with you it's a goat's milk soap recipe out of a book, and I took the time to edit it and stuff like that. So you definitely could check out mine. But before you go into making your first batch of soaps, stay out of the kitchen, please. Make sure you're going and checking out a few of the big soap people on YouTube. There's quite a few. There's Uncle John Soaps. He's a good one. There's Katie from Royalty Soaps. There's
Did you spray this or?
I sprayed this.
Well, it's all the way through here.
Yeah, I'm not done.
I was going to spray it for you real quick.
No, I don't want you in here. I got it. Okay. I worry for your safety.
Oh, okay.
So I got it. Unless you want to glove up and stuff, I don't want you spraying and wiping anything down. But like I was saying, Royalty Soaps. There's Sorcery Soaps. There's Opal's Soapery or something like that. There's so many on here, and you could just look at, the views and all this. There's just so many. And if you see, I accidentally, with talking, poured too much over here, so I'm kind of trying to even that out. Okay, everybody looks pretty even. Give it a little shimmy. Now we're going to pour in the purple. And this is what we call a drop swirl. It's getting really thick, so I got to stir it. Give it a little stir. I used to put lavender flowers on top of our lavender and oat soaps, but I stopped doing that because the moisture, we have high humidity days here in Texas. the high humidity day, even though I have a humidifier, a dehumidifier, I'm sorry, in our soap studio and where we keep our soaps, it still turned the flowers from this beautiful purple look to a brown look. And then I thought they looked like rat poop. The customers never complained. Super great customers I have. But it looked like little tiny rat turds or mouse turds on top of my soaps. So if you want to put lavender buds, that is a good choice. But you could always cover them with a melt and pour to kind of encapsulate. I never done that. I watched someone, I can't remember now who did that. So, that's something that you could do. But yeah, I'm not a fan of putting the lavender buds. Now I use calendula flowers. They never yellowed or never browned, but they're just, roses even did that. So you have to be careful when adding real botanicals on top of your soaps. Okay, so I'm just kind of making sure everybody's got the same amount of soap. And I'll show you what I'm doing here last. This one needs a little bit, and this one has a little. I'm borrowing. Now, it did a nice little drop in there, but I want a swirl. I want a little swirl going on. I could have done an in the pot swirl, which I could have poured them together and it swirled nicely. But I have this little, this just come from a fry thing. It just pulls up your basket. You could buy your own hanger swirl tools, but this is what I do. So it's just me. This just kind of mixes it in, creates this beautiful effect in the bar, gets the purple down in the bar more, so you just don't have a big, now I could have made a layered soap and it would have looked good too, but this is just kind of what they call a hanger swirl technique, but I'm not using the traditional hanger swirl.
Every time you say swirl, I hear squirrel.
Squirrel?
Squirrel.
I love squirrels. I throw this in the container. Make sure, you want to make sure everything's scraped out of your container. And then, lastly, is this the last step? This is the last step. Yay! You get your spatula and clean up your edges. You don't want a bunch of soap on your edges. Almost done. What's our time looking at? 1 hour and 28 minutes, start to finish. I think I did that pretty good. And I didn't forget my essential oils, and I did everything that I was supposed to do. So yay me. So I'm just going back and forth, just making a real, just a pretty design. Nothing fancy. I'm not going all the way down. We already did that with the hanger swirl. Just want to make the soaps pretty on top. And a lot of soap makers make these beautiful frosted top soaps. I haven't mastered or haven't had the time. One day I'll make a pretty frosted top soaps. I take that back. I did it one time and it turned out good, but storing them and shipping them, it wasn't easy. So these I could stack on top of each other. So in my small space, once I've cured the soaps, I put them in boxes to keep the light off of them, to keep them from losing any of their scent too much. And then you have to have the room to do that. So there we go. I don't know how well you can see them. Vicky and don't be mad if I say it wrong. Is that Sevilla? Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this helped. I hope that I inspired you if you're trying to make soaps. If you have any questions, I will be happy to answer them. If you put them in the comments, I'll get to them when I can. I'm not very fast at responding sometimes because I'm a busy lady and I get quite a few questions. And I hope that the people that were asking me to do a video weighing completely from the start, weighing all the oils and doing everything from start to finish, I hope that this was good for you. Let me know if you like this camera angle. Hit the subscribe button. There's also a little bell down there if you don't know that you can hit that will notify you when I go live or when I upload a new video. We're also on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. Same name, 3H Farms TX. I like to do some cute little videos on TikTok to promote. If you want to purchase any of our soaps, 3hfarmstx.com, and you can purchase our soaps and help us out by, all the purchases. We buy animal feed, and it takes care of not only our farm animals, but our kid animals. Have a wonderful day, everyone. It's a beautiful day here in Texas. It's hot, but it's beautiful, and we're ready to go and do something. So I got to clean up. Have a great day. Thank you again. Love you guys.